Hello, everyone, and as always, welcome back to Strategy Gaming Dojo, where we find, learn, and play one more turn of the great strategy games. And today we're back into Gary Grigsby's War in the East Dose number 2. And what are we going to do today? Well, we're just going to continue on. It is turn 9. We have moved most things in the north and much of the center, but there are some things I have left behind because we're making difficult decisions out here. We're generaling. Is that a verb? We're generaling out here. And so thinking about certain things, but there were a couple of things I wanted to discuss first. And let's go down to 17th Army. You may say we're not to 17th Army yet. You would be correct. But one thing I noticed last turn is that 17th Army under von Stulpnagel, he's terrible in morale. All right. And that becomes a huge issue because morale is probably the most important component of combat. And so if he is failing morale checks up here, that is not good. Now, if you watch my tutorial all about generals and how this system works, you'll know that I said, hey, I put all of my best generals down at the core level, and I explained why I do that. That being said, when you've got this guy here with 3 people reporting to him, and these 3, let's get off von Stulpnagel for a minute, and let's go and look who's underneath him in 17th Army. We've got von Briesen, who's a 5 morale. Okay, he's a 556 with a 6. Not bad, not bad. He's average. We've got von Schwedler, who's a 556. Okay. And finally, we have got Kubler, Ludwig Kubler, who also has a 4. He also seems to have been burned horribly or something. I don't know his story, but my gosh, that doesn't look healthy. What's going on there? 456 with a 6. Okay, but he's got a 4 morale score. So what do? Well, we could go replace him and then eventually replace von Stulpnagel. But I think we're just going to start with Stulpnagel and then we'll go down and replace this guy next time because we now have enough points. We've got 28 that we can actually get rid of an army general. So I think I am going to get rid of von Stulpnagel. And if you look here, we've got Hollett who could go in here. Karl Adolf. Well, I'm sure that got him some points. Good brownie points when you're sitting around the generals table. Just so happens my middle name is Adolf. What a beautiful name. Yeah. Karl Adolf Hollett. Okay, he is a 7 on the morale scale, and 7's all the way down here plus the 7 infantry. That's excellent. He does not currently have a command. Let's put Hollett in here. And we see the picture change. We see the beautiful around the world cut that he's got there. All right. He's poring over a map right now, looking at the situation. I like it, Adolf. Sure, that's your middle name, right? We can all just make up what our middle name is. Like, I don't know, my birth certificate got lost in a fire. Sure, buddy. Anyway, he is now in charge of 17th Army, and we've still got 7 AP left. So that reminds me of another thing that we needed to do that I did not do last time, and I'm very angry with the rest of you. There may be some demotions in store before not reminding me to build a depot in Kiev. It seems like an obvious place to build a depot, and there we go. Okay, I'm just going to move on for that. We've now built it. I'm not gonna have any recriminations against those of you who were on the live stream that let me forget that. What else was I going to do? I guess I was going to go look at some losses, just kind of see how it's going. It's going. It's going how you would expect. 253,000 for the Axis. We've got 1.6 million for the Soviets, including nearly 1 million prisoners of war at this point. 302,000 dead. We have 90,000 dead. Let's look at air losses, which continues to be fascinating. Now, we have really been chewing up whatever they're throwing our way. They are trying to support their ground as well. We're going full support to our ground troops. They're almost to 8,000 now. We're sitting at, 2,400, let's call it. Um, Again, we're better than 3-1. I guess in the old game, I always like to have like 5-1, but this game's changed, and we also didn't have control of the air at the start. But it's not really the AI's fault, I've got to say. I mean, we did lose more at the start, but I am really, really pushing the Luftwaffe here to help us with the ground support. So, I mean, we've lost a lot of planes. I mean, these fighter bombers, the HE 109s, I believe, um, they're the main fighter bombers or the main fighters even that we have. We've lost 960 of those. And if we look down, well, I'm not going to go through all of that. 6, yeah, it's the 109 F2s. Those were the main fighter bombers, I do believe. 565. We've lost 66 this turn, so we're really pushing it. But if you look at the Soviet aircraft, they've lost 170 MiG 3s just this turn. Just this turn, 1,298 overall. 100 I-53s, 87 of the I-16s. There's always jokes about the I-15s and I-16s. I mean, they're really World War One almost era fighters, or interwar fighters. They had no business being up in the sky, in warfare like this. Um, yeah. So, I mean, if we go to ground losses, what are we losing here? Well, obviously, we're losing, a lot of anti-tank guns, rifle squads, vehicles. We've lost almost 20,000 vehicles, including 2,700 this turn. That seems like a lot of vehicles to me. But the Panzers are where it's at, as the cool kids say. For the 4Ds, very good tank. 4Fs, 4Es. We haven't lost a ton of these. We've lost 10 motorcycle squads this time. Wow. Look out if you're riding a motorcycle about. Um, yeah, I mean, it's kind of a even distribution here. If you were going to lose a lot, you'd want it to be the Panzer II-C, which is, kind of like a Volkswagen with a little better armor and a gun. But yeah, okay. Let's. I just wanted to check that out. Kind of take a look. We could also look here. Hey, look at all those victory points we got for Smolensk. Uh, it was that, it was Kiev, it was Odessa. We took, woo, hey, I'm excited. Initiative player, that's us. Better be us. Our high water mark is now 476. Sudden victory would be 700. Can we get there by turn 16? I don't know. I don't know. As you can see, we've leveled out the Soviets, and this is what you want to see. Now, I do know, just it says it right in the manual, they get 500,000 new troops in September, the Soviets do. So, but what you really want to see is this kind of bending of the curve. Now, they will continue to get a just, I mean, we've either taken prisoner, disabled, or killed 1.6 million men, and they're going flatline here, but not really going down much. It's just amazing the amount of manpower the Soviets were able to bring to bear. And so, if we can keep it looking like that, that's great. There are going to be some spikes. I mean, it's going to eventually start to build. We just have to take our objectives before it gets out of hand. You can see we're just decimating the number of guns that they have. Total AFVs, that's what you want to see. Now, the Soviets, their AFVs are, nothing like the German ones at the start of the war, not until they get the T-34 really, really cranking out. But hopefully we can take Stalino and other places that are their big arms production places. Now they'll move those, but at least that'll set them back a little bit. Total AFVs heading straight down. I like it. Aircraft. Wow, they got, that was day one, right? Then those scattered to the wind a bit, but then they reformed. But we've been knocking down. It's showing it up this time, but I hope by the end of the turn, it'll be down here. Um, what's map? Mapmen. Mapmen. Map guns. Okay, well, sure. Theater boxmen. All right. Well, that's kind of interesting. I hadn't looked at that yet. Do we have anybody? I don't know. We're not going to look at transfers and all that. Fuel stores. I'm just kind of curious. Whoa. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's when you do this in a business meeting, you're like, this is who you want to be, not that. Okay. Fuel stores required 191,000, and we've got 3.37, but that's moving down all the time. Oil stores plus pool. Wow. I hadn't looked at some of this stuff before, or not closely at least. I'd flipped around on it. So, all very interesting to see that visually, which we couldn't do last time. Let's go to the weather. I told you that's that crazy magician with all of his rings put together. He's going to pull it out and make a giraffe or something. Um, you can see the mud right there. Now they need to make this clearer. I don't know about you, but I have to like lean in here and say, okay, I guess that's light mud and that's heavy mud. It becomes apparent if you really stare at it long enough. But I feel like there would be a better way of representing that. There you see the rain. Okay, what can you say? It's freaking raining in the north and the center. It's hurting me. Come on, stop raining. Stop raining. Let's look next week. Does it move off? It does. It moves north. Yeah, go rain on the Finns on their parade. That's good. That helps. That helps a lot. Got a big high pressure system. Now I'm no meteorologist. Maybe in a different life I should have been. Click the button, stand in front of the green screen. But a big high pressure to me says clear skies. That's my understanding, right? Low pressure brings in bad weather. High pressure is when it's going to be sunny and nice over the beautiful Soviet Union. Excellent. Okay. Whoa. All right. But for now, we got a big old patch of mud. Let's see next. Oh, that is next turn. Well, we'll still have a patch of mud, but hopefully that'll start to dry out as we get high pressure in here. Back to you, Al Roker. Um, that's it. Let's play the game. Let's play the game. There were a few things we had to clean up here. One is I was looking around the map, and there is actually another motorized unit under here. The GD Motorized Regiment was down here, and look at this baby fly. I mean, it still had 34 movement points, right? Great. Heck, I don't know. We can get up here and try to do an encirclement. No, nope, nope. Not going to go down that road. Instead, we're going to come here and kind of fan out behind and go right there. All right. That looks pretty good. Now we've broken through, and just like when you put those little nail holders in the wall to hang up your TV, you spread out the wings, right? That's what we've done. Every other hex here. Now those are not strong. I mean, that's just a regiment, right? So we got to make sure he is in command. Which reminds me, there are other things not in command that we got to move up here. So let's move him up. Let's move. How far can you go? What if you go right there? Is everybody? Yeah, everybody's in command. Cool. Okay, so they're both up there. What about this guy? Yeah, he's got to move up. I don't want him. Let's see. 4, 5. He can go right there, right? Is that? Yeah, he's got everybody in command now. He's got everybody in command. Just making sure. Just making sure. Don't want. I'm gonna actually move this guy. I was looking at this after I signed off last time, and I'm like, there's absolute. Oh, this guy. It's Fifth Corps. I was like, there's no reason to have him stacked there, just in case they do a counterattack of some sort. And we'll just put the both headquarters there. They are fine for Ninth because Ninth Army has now moved up to Vitebsk. We have Third Panzer right here. Second Panzer's all the way back here. Yeah, that's right. Um, hmm. Well, that's in Smolensk. Did I say Vitebsk? I probably did. For some reason, that right there, sitting on that river, just looks to me like Vitebsk, and that's what I was used to seeing. Although we do have major river, the Dvina, coming into Vitebsk, so I should probably be able to keep those separate. Second Panzer, I don't want. Okay, my guys are just right there. They're not that far away, but we may as well move up to Smolensk. I mean, Fourth Army has got uh, Orsha. Gosh, where did that go in my head? It's got Orsha, building that up ninth in Vitebsk, and then we've got in Smolensk third and second Panzer. They can sit there and trade notes. Hermann Hoth and Hans Guderian saying, "No, I'm a better commander. No, I'm a better tank commander." Um, Okay, okay. I think we've now completed all this. What are we going to try to do coming forward? Well, we're going to keep looking for weak spots. I doubt we're going to swing all the way back up here, but hey, it's not impossible. One other thing I was thinking about is depending on how much the Soviets overreact to try to deal with this breakthrough, we could also go straight up here to Vyazma. If they leave it a little weak there. Now, Vyazma gets you no points, but if you look at the approach into Moscow, Vyazma's kind of, the last big town here in the center with, it's got major rail all the way into Moscow. Rezhev gives you points, Tula gives you points, Ryazan gives you points as well. So, it's not like it's that important we take Vyazma. We will as we come along here, but it could be you see these routed units here. If they really try to run around and get to us here, we could maybe just cut right back up this way and then straight in because this is all pretty decent terrain if you don't get into these heavy woods and it's not muddy. A lot of if let's go down the checklist, but it could work. It could work. We'll see when we get back around here next time and try our luck getting to Moscow. Right. So we moved all this and we're left with what? Well, we are left with panzers to move in 4th Panzer Group. And I've looked over the map a bunch here. I was thinking about it during the live stream earlier today, and I thought, which way to go? And the way I finally decided, um, and I just want to give you kind of my thought process, or the two different ways you could look at this. One is that we could reverse these guys out. All right, we could put the infantry 16th up here so that we keep Novgorod and we keep 16th marching this way. We could reverse these guys out here and or down here maybe, around this way anyway, and help the push with 18th and kind of between this and the Panzers, we should be able to crush most anything in here. There is also decent terrain for the Panzers right in here. Now, I'm not saying it's a huge stretch. It's like we've got deep, heavy woods, swamp, rivers, but we've got this little patch where they could operate. And then if they could get across the river, they've got another patch right here on the approach to Leningrad. And if you look over here, no such advantages really exist. I mean, we've got some heavy woods, we've got heavy woods definitely to the east here. We've got swamp everywhere. It's just swampy as heck out up here. Uh, I was gonna make some kind of swamp ass joke, but I won't. Um, I just said it. Okay, no joke. I'll let your imagination run wild. But there's a lot of swamp right there, right? So you may say, "Gosh, this is probably not the best way to go up there." But I think we do go this way, and the reason I think that is for a couple of different reasons. One is we already have delay points back here. If this were the first game and there were no such thing as delay points, I think almost certainly I would try to bust right through here, even though some of this is going to be in heavy woods. These guys are in the red. We've touched them enough times. We know that this 7 and 9 is probably pretty accurate. We would double stack with the motorized, blow them out of there, and would just drive the Panzers and try to get right here if we could. But we've got delay points, and I don't think we can get much further than right here. Um, we've got this 27 unit here that we're not going to be able to move unless we attack it with like 4 divisions, and I'm just not going to do that. I don't even know that we could if I wanted to now. We've already moved, and these guys went as far as they could. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use the Panzers as a diversionary force. I'm going to say, what kind of sacrilege is this? Uh, in the north, the Panzers are just not as effective as they are in the center and especially in the south. The best place for them to roam is in the south. And up here, though, they're just not nearly as effective. And I find that sometimes you can use them as a diversion and it's just as good as what you could do with them fighting. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep pushing up here. I'm going to grind away with them, mainly with the motorized, but I will use the Panzers here and there where I see like a 1-and-1 or something like that, and it's in decent terrain, and it's not in the mud. We may attack, and it's not over a river. But up into this way, and what I'm hoping is that all of this mass comes around to try to stop the Panzers. Okay, so get them up and out, which should maybe give 18th Army a nice little lane to come in here, like the old bowling ball. If you're a left-handed bowler, there's a whoop right into the pocket, right there, baby. We're going 7-10. No, we don't want a 7-10 split. We're going to go right in there to Leningrad, and then we're going to just push and push and push with 16th and the Panzers and try, I'm going to try to push the Panzers ever farther north up here, and then hopefully 16th Army can cut right back in another bowling pocket. How many bowling references can I make? I don't know. We're going for 300 here. Now at this point you're like, all right, buddy, I get it. Move the damn counters. Done. Let's do it. Now we've still got this infantry unit back here. And we didn't move it yet. I was kind of holding it, waiting. Let's actually get off that for a second. Let's go look where we've got infantry right now. We've got one there. We've got one here. Okay, so we've gotten 16th, Army up here quite a bit. We got another one. I mean, they're almost stacked every hex around here. I like this. Not here. That could cause some problem. I don't like that necessarily, but we kind of got to roll with it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I think, can I get there? I can. All right. The problem is across the river with just this infantry, I'm not entirely confident it's enough. Um, so I think maybe there, or I think what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to move him up there. Okay. Again, could that be enough? It could be. It could be, and that frees up movement points for other stuff. But I think actually what I'm going to do is bring Totenkopf up here. And between the two of them, they should be able to blow this out of there, and that's what we need. Now, we don't know what this is. I don't know what this is, so we're taking a little bit of a chance there. Let's move. Now, it's not going to matter for this. I'm going to do a hasty attack. But, well, actually, we can be on this side. We can be right there because it's lake. Now, they could sneak down there, so we'll have to move him eventually. But let's get these 2 units, okay? And we're going to have to do a hasty attack. We don't have any choice. Um, and try to get that out of there. And they did commit something to the defense. I was hoping that wouldn't happen, but it did. Okay, let's try that again. But this time, we're going to have to bring another motorized unit up, which is maybe what I should have done in the first place, to right there. All right, motorized. They can't get in there. Totenkopf doesn't have enough. Okay. Um, can he do a deliberate? No. Okay. Where can Totenkopf go? Anywhere? He can go back here. We could see that's a 4, and we tried to attack it across the river. That hurt. That hurt our little effort here. Okay. Um. Hmm. Now I'm in a bit of a quandary of what to do next. let's take this motorized here. All right. Let's. He can't do a deliberate. He can do a hasty. Um, I wish I could move him out of here now. Well, I guess I can. I can move him back one. And now I could take Panzers. Do I dare? I think I want to take them there or there. Well, I'll take this one up there, and we're going to try this again. Okay, he cannot participate. Um, this is taking a bit of a risk, but I'm going to do it. Remove him there, and we're going to take 3rd Motorized and 6th Panzer and try to blow a hole in this guy. Now, they did bring in something else in the defense. We lost 7 tanks. Okay, I'll take that, though. We moved them out. That's was the goal. Um, Now then, do I? Yeah, I think you got to. Let's hit that. We lost 2 tanks. That should blow him out of there, though. Ah, he only retreated. Not excellent. I am not going to make that attack there. I don't like question marks at all. Um, okay, he's there. Now then, this Panzer still has movement. We can bring him up here. We can't do a deliberate. We can hit him. Not ideal. Lost 14 tanks there. Right. Yeah, I'm not going to make that attack. 8th Panzer. He's going to come up here. He is going to take a shot at that guy. Okay, off they go. They routed. And that's just a fortified unit. That's awesome. We lost 2 tanks, but they should just surrender. Okay, they did. All right, that's, we only got 1,600 out of 11,000 men. Now we've got a problem, of delay points. We really can't go much further, I don't think. I wanted to get into this town. Let's get off there. Can he get in this town? How the hell can he not get in this town? It's that because of that delay point. Um, 3rd motorized, you can't go any further. All right, we got to move up this headquarters. I guess we're going to eventually have to stack right there. All right, and we'll stack, I don't know, right there, I guess. They don't have anything else. The only one that could possibly move is 8th Panzer, but he can't move, so I don't know. I mean, if I did, nope, I can't do a hasty with both. I could do a hasty with him, or I could do a hasty with him. All told, though, I think we're done. I think and that's fine. I think we did enough there. Tempted to move him like all the way down to here, but then I leave a little bit of a gap. We'll put him. I didn't like that. Let's actually undo that. Um, Nothing more there, or there, or there, or there. Okay. I think that's it up here. 5 of 7. I mean, he can't go any further. Panzers can't go any further. But that's fine. They've built up quite a bit. They were on refit forever. 8th Panzer, he's down to 61 and 79. 79 once he gets those damage elements in. This is 61 of 80. Okay, so 61 of 79 and 61 of 80. 1st Panzer, 74 of 90. Okay, that's the one we had to send all the way back, I think. Um, so that looks pretty good. 3rd Motorized, 68, 87. Not great. 73, 92. Just kind of checking these out. But now we got this long line string here, so they should be able to get freight and whatever else, especially maybe out of Pskov this time. They should be able to get that. We've even got the FBD up here. Don't forget that. And let's go ahead and start pushing this thing. Did he already repair here? Yeah, he did. And let's go up the major rail. RRC1, RRC, whoops. Every once in a while, you're going to lose some tanks. I think that was, whoa, I don't want to get him all the way out here, really. It's a little too adventurous for my blood. I'm going to back him up and just wait. And we're going to, our final destination up here is Lugo. Luga. I was close. It's the feminine pronunciation of Lugo. Um, I think that's it. Okay, so look, would I've liked to have lost less there, but yeah, but we didn't really know what all we were dealing with out here. We did lose 17 tanks in that one. It happens. I mean, believe me, we're fine. Let's actually flip over to this and look. Was it this battle? We lost 14 there. We lost three, so it was only 14? Three there, or was it this battle? No, that was only two. One of one, one of two. Yeah, he didn't lose any there. Were there two here? Maybe this was what I was thinking. Nope, that was only seven. Okay, so we lost 14 in that one battle. It's fine. What I'm trying to accomplish here is push here, right along this river here. And the problem was really attacking across the river like that. Always bad news bears. It's maybe we should have attacked here, but that was heavy woods, and I think this is light mud. This was heavy woods, light mud, and across the river. So, I mean, ultimately, you have no good choices, and we got to use them at some point. I do try to use them like cavalry, but at some point you got to kind of throw them into the fray. So, we lost about 25 tanks total, trying kind of moving through here. But what I'm hoping is that the Soviets overreact and head down, try to jump up here, and then we can use 18th Army, 16th this way, and get right, because the ultimate prize is here, right? If they chase us over here or down here, I'm probably going to try to stay right on the river or close to it. If they chase us this way and kind of pull some forces this way, and we can sneak in through, the side screen door, great. I don't. They look very weak through here. That's why I almost brought the Panzers back this way. But then I thought, why bring all their forces down right in front of Leningrad again? Let's try to lead some of them away. Now, one nice thing to do with your Panzers is get them over here on this little bit of land that juts out, because ultimately, a lot of that supply that came across Lake Ladoga, it could come from, how many places? Like here, that's a town, but mainly right here. But also, if you get in here, we could get some planes up here. We could do interdiction. We're going to be doing that anyway, but we're going to wait till we get maybe one more or two more turns and we get a little closer. But we're looking good in the north. I think we'll be just fine, but I am going to try to lead away some Soviet forces and come in through this way. We'll see if it works. Um, right then. Okay, so we moved all this stuff to start this episode. We are, kind of, if we look at the big grand overview, you see you see this procession of tanks heading up this way. We do have a lot of forces that can go right in there. Ninth Army is just pushing. It's just pushing. We're waiting for other things to collapse really with Ninth, and if we can just keep moving it, I don't know, two or three hexes at a time. In about five hexes will be, or five five hexes, five turns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We would be about right here by turn 14. I like to be at Moscow by turn 16. So we're on good schedule there. And I do think the Soviets will pull a lot of this up and around to try to stop this breakthrough, or at least I'm hoping they do, which should maybe start to speed up what Ninth can do. Now, it's really bad terrain right here until we break, to like right here, but well, maybe right here. But once we get to Rezhev, I mean, got pretty good sailing to get up here into the outskirts. So looking good. looking good there. We've got a lot of things that are threatened here. Of course, if we were encirclers, we could get out around Vyazma potentially, but we're probably going to push straight on Tula. Like I said, though, there's a chance we may try to drive straight up this way, depending on what the Soviets do. All right, so what do we do next then with Fourth Army? Well, Fourth Army has got to be going northeast. We want Fourth Army to meet us at Moscow to the south. Ninth Army is eventually going to keep coming around. It's going to keep going up northeast, come here. Fourth Army here. So, we got to keep shifting it further and further north all the time. Um, and how do we go about that? Well, we click on things and we move them to the north and the east. So we've already got a core up here. We already moved them. Um, this the Panzer infantry is going to go with the Panzers, and so you kind of forget about them. And we're going to try to do our every other hex kind of deal, and moving this way for the most part. Like this guy may sit like that doesn't get him far enough for my liking. We may go all the way to there. All right. And we'll bring this guy around. And we're just going to, doing kind of a circle around here. But now, as you can see, we put these forces in a bad shape. I mean, can they counterattack and try to take, some of these towns? Mogilev back here or something? Well, I guess. But they're really, if you were Soviet troops out here, you're like, okay, hold the line, just hold the line and retreat. Us moving around here, we've got a big gap, so we're putting pressure. Like, where do they go? What are they defending? At least that's what I try to do, or I tell myself I'm trying to do. All right, we could get this guy all the way out here too. Yeah, that might be a little too aggressive for now. Let's bring him there. Let's bring you here. And let's bring you here, 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 here. How about there? Okay. We're just shifting, shifting, shifting. So we'll come bring this headquarters up here, and we'll bring this headquarters, I don't know, around here. And now all of a sudden, Fourth didn't have to fight anyone here, and they're up and around all of these defensive forces, and they're just following the panzers. We're just kind of shifting the frame here. And now we just bring these guys up. We'll just bring him there. Okay, and this guy. Well, shoot. I mean, he can go a long ways up here if we really wanted him to. Let's think about this for a minute. Let's have this guy be the guy that moves up that way. Right? Is that what I want to do? Yeah, let's move him up there. And then let's take this unit and put him on this side of the river. Okay, perfect. And now this guy with Second Army will kind of be a blocking force just to hold these guys off, let's say Mogilev, but we're going to get this headquarters out of here anyway. I don't know. We'll just bring him up here on the road. This unit, I think we could probably do a hasty on. I mean, it's one of these guys that parachuted in, knock them back. 5-1 losses. We'll take that. That looks good. I don't really want him to attack anyone, and I don't want to attack there. But I will bring this guy up here from Second Army, and then he's just out. Too bad. He's just out of command, but we'll do a hasty. We only got 1.7-1. Come on, Weisenberger. You got this. Let's go, bud. Um, I mean, we could do deliberate attacks along here if we wanted to, but there's almost just like kind of no need to. We've already gone around them at this point, and we're just following our panzers up. So we're using Second Army back here to really, really be a blocking force. And you may say, "Gosh, we got to go protect against this guy." Why? Well, I mean, where's he going? So we're just going to push on beyond him and see how he tries to recover from that. Speaking of which, let's take the units off here. Look at the river. Okay, I just wanted to make sure we're on the right side of the river. I'm not attacking across the river. I shouldn't. Um, Weisenberger. Eh, okay, bud. Let's just look. Let's go see if he can get anything else. Not really. Second army was kind of screwed over a little bit. Let's deliberate. Oh, whoa, see ya. Where'd he end up? 2278. We'll take that. And I could go back here like this. This guy would have to move across a lot of really bad terrain. I think ultimately he'll probably uh, retreat, but I will go up here and block him just a little bit. So I mean, they've got a 43 and a 33 out here guarding literally nothing. But they could make some kind of push on Mogilev, I guess, or something if they really wanted to. But we're just going to keep moving down this way. And oh, first of all, let's get Weisenberger up here. Eh, he's a little exposed there. Let's. I'll move him right there. That keeps everybody in command. And also, I do have this other unit. Maybe I will move this unit up here. Now that I did all that talk about, but this blocks everybody. So now they're really nicely spaced with Fourth Army. Fourth Army's completely moved around whatever and all troops they have out here and is heading towards Moscow. Second Army is back here on the block, just blocking. And, they're linked up here. So that all looks good to me. And, these troops are kind of like, well, I mean, what do they do? What are they out here doing? Gosh darn it, Weisenberger. I really wanted to. Okay. It is what it is. I'm not going to complain about it. Let's break you up, and this guy is going to come all the way back around here just to make sure we get this off the rail. I was just like, man, oh man, uh, they're really pressuring us here. Something is out here in the swamp. What lives in the swamp? Um, So we're going to bring these three, broke them into a regiment. We're going to bring them back there. Oh shit, that was that division. That's not what I wanted to do. Wait a minute. I just moved two divisions out here. Okay. That's not exactly what I wanted to do, but we're gonna work with it. We're gonna work with it. Um, Good lord, that pisses me off. That's okay. We'll figure it out. Next turn, we'll just bring them straight down here. I mean, ultimately, speed's not a huge deal with Second Army. They're gonna take Kursk, but before the winter hits, so I'm not too worried about it. But I really meant to move those regiments over here. Well, we're clearing with full divisions, and there is a lot of stuff out here. So okay, I'm also going to move him back. Now that is a security unit, but I just don't want to get too adventurous there. So we'll just do that. And then, oh, you know what we have to do as well? If you look at Smolensk, let's bring up the rail. Um, it's not all the way hooked up. Look, we've got two more hexes to get into Smolensk. And so this guy is going to have to head back up there and take care of that, which wastes some time. All right, so we're gonna move. How far down here is he gonna go? Uh, I don't know. I may hook it up through here, although we've got this going in already. I was tempted to move him. I wish I could get in by rail to Smolensk, but I can't. If we just do movement, I really need to get Smolensk hooked up, but like he doesn't quite get there this turn. But I think maybe I don't have a choice. I think that needs to be hooked up no matter what. Um, we can come back down here. We've got time. We've got time for that. So we're going to take the railroad unit all the way up here and then next time get Smolensk hooked up into the system so it's not sending trucks here and there. Now you see all that Soviet partisan activity? What a mess. Okay, so let's back up and look at the center. I think we've got the center pretty well done. I was also going to look back here make sure I'm not missing anything. We got secondary rails. Let's get the logistics off for just a second. We got the secondary rails out here. Another, a lot of secondary rail that's fixing stuff. We've got the core that's up here. Oh, well, let's move him forward. There we go. Hey, I found something that wasn't in command. Um, right. They've got everybody in command. He's got everybody in command. So does he. This is 4th Army sitting here in Orsha. He's sending out his secondary rail out here. That's a 2nd Panzer one. This is from, oh, that's our railroad unit. Okay, this all looks good. We've like scooted around and over them. There's still quite a ways from Moscow, but it's only turn 9. I say quite a ways. It's like 17 hexes maybe. 15 hexes. The Soviets are going to be all concerned with these panzers, and so I think 4th and 9th can really start making some good time. We'll see. 2nd Army is a little spread out. I mean, I made that mistake right there, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, 2 regiments here or 2 divisions here, or vice versa, is not going to change anything or the ultimate outcome here. I think we've got this unit or these stronger units of theirs kind of in a bind. Like, where are you going? What are you doing? Um, Actually, I'll move him right into that town. That all looks good. Okay, I think that all looks fine. We've got 2nd Army and Army Group Center right here. No real reason for 2nd Army to move up until we take Gomel. So we're just going to leave them right there. And I think we can move into the south. I keep looking back here. I feel like I'm missing a unit. If you guys see a unit that I'm missing, let me know. Because right now, time is of the essence. I want that sudden victory by turn 16. I think we can get there, but we got to play really well here till the end. So let's now move 6th Army. Let's get down here on them. Let's check it out. What are we trying to do with 6th Army? Well, essentially, we're just trying to get around Kiev. I'm not going to just, sit here and slug it out with these units. I'm going to hit them as hard as I can right there. Okay, this 5 with these guys, and then I'm going to start moving everybody around Kiev. We're going to hold Kiev. This is what Western Kiev, or sorry, Eastern Kiev. Eastern Kiev. There we go. Um, okay, I mean, this unit's out here. He's just kind of blocking this armored unit. I'm not really sure what that armored unit's up to. He may eventually attack us or something, but I'm just going to keep that regiment there until he does. I'm going to move this regiment forward. I actually may move this one here. And can we do a deliberate attack? We can. I'd like to get rid of that. Wow! Whoa! They lost 87 fighters. Gee, protecting a cavalry unit in the middle of a swamp. 87 fighters and 17 bombers. I mean, whoa, that's crazy. Um, okay, we'll take it. Now we lost 2 AFVs. What kind of AFV is in the 17th Corps out here in 6th Army and what's represented as an infantry unit? I don't know, but I find it interesting. Okay, that's fine. They lost a big chunk of Air Force there. Thanks, guys. I am going to move. I want to clear this out. We're going to have to clear this rail at some point. Why is there a unit all? What's going on here? I don't like that at all. Um, I don't want to have to send anybody back, but I think we have to. I mean, I did clear this all, right? I don't know. We'll monitor it. We'll look at it next turn. It's not like we have a lot of freight coming through here. We don't have any coming through here. So, if they get on this rail line, well, whoop-de-doop-de-doop-de. I don't know. I mean, we've got all of our stuff coming up this way, but if it starts to expand down here, we're going to have to turn around and do something about it. Aha! The Hungarian Brigade. I forgot about them. This is why I do things sometimes. I'm not the brightest bulb in the Christmas lights, but look out. Sometimes I do something good. This Hungarian security unit was doing absolutely nothing. And I said, well, I don't know. We may send it up there to look around. Yep, there's no unit here. I was just checking, but now this is one of the few security units we have that's free. It's way out of command. It's going to be out here just wandering around the swamp, but that makes me happy because we don't have to turn anything back around. Um, Okay, we've got these three units. We're going to do one deliberate attack here. They're all part of 17th Corps. We are going to do a deliberate, is that true? Yeah, they are. We're going to do a deliberate attack and try to get rid of this because this thing is in our way, like in our way more than these guys are, really. Oh no, I'm not going to do that. What was that? I hovered over those on a mistake. Okay, we're going to do a deliberate attack. It's crossed a river and we just absolutely smoked that unit. 26 more fighter. Are they going to have any fighters left at all? Just having this on ground support just chews up the entire Soviet Air Force. 3 and 3. Okay, I can't get any of these guys. That was probably overkill, but I really wanted to move that so that next time we can get everything else out of here. Now, okay, we're going to move the strongest of these units and get him up and over the river. And when I do that, I'm very curious to see if that will open up one of the, yep, that's what I was hoping. I wanted to move one of these units in here that have expended all of their movement points, or most of them, and we were able to do that. So that's good. So that unit's going to stay here in Kiev, and then we're going to go get the second most powerful one, the 8 of 11, and I don't know, maybe bring him like here. Let's make sure I've got the right one. Yep, ninth ID. Gonna move around there. Okay. And then we've got 297th that we'll bring around here. I guess he can get across the river too. So let's do that. To the extent we can get across the river, let's try to do that. So that's that. All right. So he's going to hold Kiev for the most part. I will, can I bring the other guy down? I can. Okay. Um, I may eventually want to move one of these guys. He can get around to here. Can he move back? Now I want him to move back. Not him, but him. He can. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of the old shuffle here. Do I even need a unit there? Probably not. Probably not. Okay, so let's just shift around there because we've got the river there. We've got some regiments up here, so that's fine. Kind of shift around here a little bit. Yes, that guy's going to be out of command. I'm not too worried about it. And then, okay, so we brought this here for the express purpose of getting off that and being able to take these guys and now move them around Kiev. And we're going to start to threaten like an infantry encirclement here. So they'll have to get out of here. We won't have to fight them. 8 of 11. Where can you go? Well, you can go right there. How about that? All right. So now we're starting to build a little wall here. And how about you? What's your deal? All right, let's get you around into the. You go there, or you could go there. Let's go there. He's the furthest one back, so we'll do that, and then we'll get him across the river that way. Okay. It's kind of a big gap there. I am going to move this headquarters, so don't worry about that. I think these guys are going to have to retreat. I don't see any other option, really. Okay, now you're around there, and we'll bring the headquarters like up here. He'll snuggle next to them by the river. Okay, do I want to, can I move either one of these, and do I want to? He could go back, but I don't know why I would do that. Let's just keep a strong force there. We got a full division there. We got our regiments up here. That all looks great. Okay, so now then, let's look at the rail guy. The rail guy, he's called. Okay, we're going in here first, right? And then we said we're going to come down here on the double rail straight up into Kiev. Seems like a good idea. Seems like a good idea. We got to get that Romanian rail running too. As soon as we go into Kiev, though, we got to get down here and start following Panzers. It's part of the reason I'm going to reverse the Panzers and bring them up. I'm going to actually bring them right through here this time. I think this looks weak to me. We're not detecting anything. Um, and I think they're extended and overstretched here. I think we'll get all the Soviets over here, rock the boat back, and we're going to go right up through here. Um, Best laid plans, though, we shall see. Let's do a railroad repair. Working on the chain gang. Okay, we did that. Let's do this again. Okay, so we got to go right there. All right. Just wanted to make sure I was thinking correctly. And away we go. Man, this thing is moving at top speed. We won't quite be into Kiev next turn, but we've really got the rail moving quite a ways here. Zytomir, does it not? Yeah, it has a depot. Give me a break, man. Get your logistics on. There we go. So that'll be hooked up by the logistics turn, I think. That would be very helpful. Okay, we still have a whole nother corps. I'm not even joking with you. We got a whole nother corps in Sixth Army. They've all moved out and around Kiev, and I'm sure these Soviets would be like, what? I thought we were fighting for Kiev." Nope, we're out. We're out. Peace out. We're heading for Kharkov. Probably not Kursk, but we're headed for Kharkov with the sixth, and then we'll, start to maybe bend down. If we back up a little bit and look at victory locations, Kursk and Kharkov, we'll have the second go for Kursk. Sixth is going to go get Kharkov. Voronezh, if the second gets really frisky, maybe we'll let them get out there. Um, Beyond Kharkov, I mean, it's like Stalingrad. You can see why the Sixth Army ended up at Stalingrad. There was just nothing else out here. You just kind of keep marching forever. I doubt the Soviets hardly have anything out here at all once we get beyond Kiev. We shall see. We shall see. Um, right. So we have a whole nother core, and let's move them. I don't want him quite there. Let's go like there. Okay. Oh, I think one thing I want to do is I'll just jump up here for 44th ID and just do a deliberate attack. Now, I know it's only a 1, but it's very important that we move this. If I'm going to bring my Whoa! Whoa, man. If I'm going to bring my panzers up this way, we got to move that out. Okay, off you go. 5492. Wow, that is a lot of more men than I would have ever suspected were out here. Now, I'm going to move him here to block. Oh, shoot. I didn't want to see you. Um, I don't want to scrap with him, not really. Where, okay, I'm going to bring him up this way. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, that lets me know what we need to know. Okay, he's a 2 and 2. So let's hit him with a deliberate, and off you go. 1990. Nice. We're just kind of build our wall, our infantry wall here. He could go here or here, or he could sneak around this way. I think I'm just gonna put him right there for now. We'll see. We'll see. Um, let's keep moving Sixth Army. Let's do it. He would still have 4 left there, and I could bring him. He would have none though. These are all his dudes. Let's get them moving more this way, and we'll use First Panzer's infantry to kind of, help us build this. Okay, so I think that's all for them. We've moved the railroad. We've got 6th Army sitting there at Zytomir. We've got 17th Army down here. I really need to find a better place for them, but the rail's not hooked up. We've got the rail unit moving out of Odessa. I think I'm going to take them straight up this way, but I may not go back this way. I may come down this minor rail and up this way to eventually major rail, and then we get over to D-Town and Z-Town. So I think that's maybe the proper way to go. It's looking like we could go up, maybe up through here. I don't know. But I don't know. We could go through here or through here. It's kind of sparse here because they moved over everything um, earlier. So in response to our move towards these victory locations. Okay, so 17th Army, where are we going with them? We are actually going to go up this way. Yeah, that's why I'm going to go back now and move him around the corner. Okay, so now we've got the Panzer infantry there. I don't think we have any more Panzer infantry. He's going to be there. Okay, so we're moving these quite a bit north. We'll put you. Okay, you can get there. That's great. And then you can go right there. We'll be blocking that 14. And then we also have one there. He's going to go straight in that way. All right. Great. And now we've got the next core in here. We'll put this guy directly in Kremenchug. All right. I just like to say Kremenchug. Next guy there. I mean, these guys have gone a long, long ways. Wow, this is a big core, but there's nothing to really else to do with them. We're going to bring them up here and use them to take D-Town and Z-Town. Um, let's move you up. Got to get your guys. Got to get your guys in command. What else is in your core? Okay, these guys. He can get all the way around here, which I like. And as you can see, we're gonna use 17th Army to take all this, and I'm bringing them way north and around the corner. Do I want to put you? Yeah, you can lag back just a little bit. Put him up there. Excellent. And we'll take the core headquarters, and I don't know. How about right there? Looking good. Right. Let's take the next core and we just keep moving them north. Now, why are we moving them so far north? Well, we're all congregated here, right? I'm going to have the Romanians and the Hungarians clean south of the Dnieper. So they're going to move up here. North of the Dnieper, well, kind of I don't know, what is that? Northwest, I guess you would say, or west. We're going to have 17th do all of this, all the hard work here. We'll have the Romanians come here, and we're going to have 11th Army come down here to Sevastopol. Once we've taken Sevastopol, I may say, okay, good enough, and we'll bring 11th Army back up this way, maybe. Or we may just keep on coming out here and trying to get points. I may even try to get Grozny or you know what would be fun? Why don't we try to get Baku in 1942? That'll give us something to do in 42 if we don't get a sudden victory. That would be a lot of fun. Um, the next playthrough I do of this game, actually, I'm going to do the defensive German scenario. So we'll start at Stalingrad, and it's called Vistula to Berlin, or I think is what it's called. We're going to do that one, and I'm going to be totally on the defensive the whole time. That'll be great fun. Because if you play the Axis often in these World War II games, so many times you don't actually play on the defensive much. And so I think it'd be a lot of fun. All right, so we've got 17th Army just trucking here. They've moved a long ways to the north. And there we go. Let's make sure all of their guys are in command. I think they are. We've got a new commander back here. Don't forget. That is Carl, quote unquote, Adolf Hollett, sitting there poring over maps. And this is what he decided we're going to do. And I fully support him. 15 of 15, 14 of 15. Whew, good. Because we don't have much hooked up to rail. I mean, this isn't even hooked up to rail, so I'm not sure why he's even sitting here. Where else could he go? Oh, goodness. Well, eventually he's going to end up in one of these two, probably. What did we say? D-Town's the one with the huge rail yard? Yeah, we got to get this guy going. I'm almost tempted to bring him to Cherkasy first. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that. You know why? Because these guys are going to be fine. Sixth Army is going to be fine. They've got Rovno still, giving him stuff. I think I'm going to go straight into Cherkasy. As a matter of fact, I know I am now. Wow, look, this rail goes into small rail when it gets up here. Great. That should be fun. Okay, so I mean, we've moved 17th Army a long ways to the north and some to the east, but now they start to pressure. But when we reverse our panzers out of here and come back this way, what do these Soviet units do, right? They're probably going to go with the panzers. Now, if they do come over here, that's fine. We'll just go surround them. So, come down here. Feel free. We'll just take panzers all the way down here to the Sea of Azov. Or is it Azov? How you guys tell me? I don't know. Are there any Ukrainians that watch the channel? I don't know. Gosh, these guys got up here with a lot of points. Still even points left. I'm tempted to go on. Do I dare? Well, tomorrow, when you guys watch this, it'll be a Sunday. Yeah, we may as well do a little longer episode on a Sunday, right? I think so. I think a very special Sunday episode of our house. All right, let's actually look at our depot situation really quickly. We've got Kiev here. Its rail yard just devastated. We've got to get that under priority repairs. Yes. Cherkasy or Cherkasy. Nobody's corrected me on Cherkasy yet, so I don't know. We're also going to fix the rail yard there as fast as we can. Okay, and we've got First Panzer Group here, which has a lot of construction groups attached to it. It actually does not. Um, we don't really need that Pioneer. 46 and 15, not bad. Von Kleist. Okay, so we've got those two, and I will turn this up to a 4, even though it's not going to matter this time, because I don't think it. Let's look at the 8 key. Yeah, I guess it did get, or did it? It sent something out, but not much. I don't even know why that would. I guess maybe. Oh, we transported it in. That's right. That's where we dropped. That's where we dropped our supplies last time. Um, should we build an airbase here? That would be that would make it more efficient. There's not a whole lot out here, right? I mean, if we don't build an airbase there, I think maybe we should. Why is Cherkasy becoming the center of the universe up here? Build an airbase? Yeah, let's do it. Okay. We're building an airbase there. That'll be easier when we drop supplies too, and we do need to drop some supplies there. It's the first time we've done that. Had not built an airbase yet. Didn't really feel the need. Before this, but cool. Okay, what's up with Kremenchug? Not bad, not bad. We could eventually maybe. Well, there's no reason to put a depot there if we take D-Town, right? So this is going to be the big hub. This has got a level 6 rail yard. Let's hope we don't damage it too much coming in hot with panzers. Nope, we're not doing that. What we're actually going to do, and I'll just go ahead and start moving these guys, is we're going to drop them back. We're going to drop. I wouldn't mind having them on this side of the river, though, to be honest. Yeah, maybe I will put him right there. Okay, I'm gonna put him there. I'm going to bring him there, and I'm gonna bring him as far down here as I can get him. It's not very far, but like right there. Okay, we're gonna let them rebuild this time. Let's see, 11th is at 69. Not bad. Not terrible. Well, that's part of their group, but he's got 32 freaking movement points. 14th is on 61. Not great. What's your deal? 16th Panzer? 58. Ouch. Okay, so we're gonna take the one. This guy, 69, 82. We're going to take him off refit. Whoops, we don't want him on reserve, although that could be fun. Okay, he's going to stay right there. He's also got an infantry unit that's only 2 hexes away, so that's fine. Now, this guy, you say we got a clear shot, right? I doubt it. I doubt it. There's probably troops like crazy around in here if I'm guessing. We could try to push up this way, but I like to go back this way, I think. I think I like that idea. Um, I could take the Slovaks and go C though. I mean, there's Stelino. That's really where we need to push. I could do 2 different pinchers out here, couldn't I? What? How far? Oh, wow. He's still got a ton of movement points when he gets out here. We could blow that out and go around this way. I like that. I just know there's going to be more troops out here, like a lot more. And I feel like this is kind of where it would be weak up in here. But now I'm looking at this. We're going to come back next time. Oh boy, do I dare. Do I dare go up this way? Now that I moved these panzers back, but I needed to do that anyway, so that doesn't mean anything. Um, I've got my infantry guys up here now because I really was planning. I know there's swamp up here and stuff, but once we get past like right there with the swamp, they can just roll. They can roll and come. Pretty much what I was going to do with them is get up here to the Donets, take Kharkov with the motorized, and then just start coming down the river to Stelino and ending up at Rostov, just like draining down here like the Donets does into the Sea of Azov. Um, but we could just try to bull our way through here too. Uh, one of the reasons I wanted to come back this way is for a supply reason. Um, okay, I'm gonna save him for a minute. I'm actually gonna bring the SS unit up first. I am going to go back around this way. I think it's smarter from a freight perspective. These guys need to repair. They need to get some more go-go juice. Now, both of them, they could do a two. They can do a hasty. 7 of 36. He's got 7. He's got 9. Okay. Let's bring him up here as well. I really want to blow this unit away, but I don't want to use all the points on a deliberate attack. So let's hit him and hope like hell that he goes flying. Thank goodness. We only moved him back, though. Holy mackerel. That's a stronger unit than I would have suspected. Okay. Now then, let's move forward with you guys. Do we have to bring another one up here? Maybe. Maybe. Or I can move him there. Actually, I think we'll just try to... They're both in command now. Let's try to hit him again. Yeah, there we go. God, we needed that. That makes this plan start to come together. Okay. No. Okay. He could move there. Fine. Fine. We've built up some delay points here, but it is what it is. And now this guy can go sneaking right up here and see what we're dealing with there. Um, hmm. Do I bring him some help? Probably. How about, ooh, that's a nice unit right there. 25th motorized, looking good, boys. I could bring him this way, or, yeah, let's put him right there, and we'll have him help knock these guys out. There he is. All right, and we'll hit there. That should route. No, it didn't. Okay. Well, that's fine. Oh, yeah, he double retreated. He's like, whoa, whoa, was not expecting to see an SS unit out here on the Russian plain. You guys told me they were headed towards D-Town. Let's see. We're going to start doing every other one. This is what I thought would happen is we can get up in here They don't really have an answer to this kind of stuff because we can just move so much faster than they can, right? This guy, what happens if he goes there? So many motorized units out here with 1st Panzer. I love it. He can get up to, he could go there, he could go there. Oh, we knock that cavalry unit back a little bit. Yeah, we're dealing with a little mud here, but once we get past it, look out. Let's go ahead and hit that. Off you go. 3,200 men. Whew. Um, I wanted to get down here and hit him now. He would have 6 left there. Gosh, I could hit that unit again if I really wanted to. I may do that because I don't want him in my way later. Oh, he can't. He can't. Okay, well, that's fine. It is what it is. Um, Now then, we got Panzers on the roll. Let's go. Yeah, they're having a hard time getting through some of that mud and the muck. We need to get them out of there as soon as we can. Now, everything's probably going to shift back this way, but that opens up everything for our infantry. I think I'm going to bring them actually right behind their line here. Did that make sense? I'm not sure that it did, but that's okay. I'm not going to do any attacking. Not with that. 5-0, 5-0, 11 and 32. He's the guy. So tempted to go down here this way, but I really, really don't want them fighting over urban areas. I'm gonna bring him. Maybe he was the guy I should have brought this way, and this guy I need to back out of here. Right? Maybe? I don't know. We'll shoot. We'll just double stack him. I'm not that worried about it. Not that guy. Where'd he go? There he is, 11 of 32. Ooh, so tempting though, right? Just to go. Um, all right, let's double stack back here behind their line. Let's bring the headquarters. Oh, that's the headquarters of all those guys too, though. Can we almost get them in? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5. Okay, he's still on. I can't quite get back to this other guy though. He's the one that really needs it. Um, hmm. All right. Where is the other headquarters? Where's your headquarters? It's right down here. All right. Let's bring you guys up this way. Okay, now they're on, and I've got this unit that can get flying around this way too. Check unit, maybe even like threaten this way. Yeah, let's do that. Now these guys are almost going to have to retreat, right? Um, because they're getting threatened with a complete encirclement and destruction. Okay, if we back up, you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm going out and around them here. I'll just let the infantry push. We're going to take all of this stuff with infantry anyway. I'm just using, again, I'm kind of using them as a diversion more than anything. Um, Now then, we've got Romanians that could try to push this way, but I don't think I'll do that. I think I'll bring them up here. I could use the Romanians to go do other things, like go get Kursk even. But I don't, let's just bring them up this way. We'll spacebar it. There he goes. Okay. Then he's only got 15. All right, I'll bring him up there. And as you can see, when I move the infantry, now there's a whole lattice work of them, where they need to be. There's Hungarians. Okay, the Hungarians can come up through this gap as well. There we go. Hungarians. All right, there they go. I guess I'll just bring him up, like, up there. Looks fun. There they go. And then the Hungarian chieftain, we'll just, I don't know, shit. Put him here? Here. All right. There you go. All right. Now then, what do we have left? We've got this motorized headquarters. He's got a few people out, and so we got to move him up or over, I guess. All right, that works. I think he's like the only guy not in. The one guy I need in command. Let's put him in command. He's the one that really needs it. Um, oh, well, it's showing. Hold on. 5. Yes. Okay, so if I could have gotten him over one more. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet and leave this guy kind of at his own devices. He's doing well. He's still got, 13. Ninth Panzer's got 13 movement points. Can I not move him? Maybe I'll move him back. You know, I'll do that. And that way everybody can be in good command. Oh, wait a minute. He's not with them. It's this guy. Oh, shoot. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Enough thinking about this. It's all fine. We're completely blown through here, headed for Kharkov. They're probably going to shift over here and then, whoops. Oh, sorry. We were actually going for these 3 towns, which are 4 towns, really. But by bringing the panzers up here, I think they'll react back this way. If they don't, that's fine. We'll just take Kharkov. We'll go straight down the Donets with our armor even out and around Stalino and Rostov and try to pull off some kind of crazy encirclement with all Soviet forces right there. You know, that would finally be the payoff you guys have been looking for, right? With that said, I think I'm going to call this yeah, I think I'm going to call this an episode. I will probably put another one up tomorrow just because we're really moving along in this game. Things are looking good, and I think hey, I mean, this is the fun part, right? It's like we're moving, and we're coming. We got to beat the winter. We've got to break through here. If the Soviets will react to it, just like this, they're going to react to it, and then it's a matter of how we re-react. That's the key. We did have, a breakthrough here, but I've now reversed back out here, and we're just going to let the infantry go clean this up, which is probably going to take. There's probably just a hornet's nest of Soviet troops there. Traditionally, in the first game, there always were. Um, let that guide me. Anyway, thank you guys so much. It's always a pleasure, and I had a great time. I hope you did too. I hope you learned something. I know I learned something, and that is don't attack into heavy woods with armor. I already knew that, but sometimes I still do it anyway. All right, guys, thank you so much. Strategy Gaming Dojo. I'll talk to you next time. Have a good one.